Welcome back to day 4 of our study in the parable of the Good Samaritan. Let's read what we've covered thus far. Verse 25. On one occasion, an expert in the law stood up to test Jesus. "Teacher," he asked, "what must I do to inherit eternal life?" "What is written in the law?" he replied. "How do you read it?" He answered, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart, and with all your soul, and with all your strength, and with all your mind, and love your neighbor as yourself." "You have answered correctly," Jesus replied. "Do this, and you will live." But he wanted to justify himself, so he asked Jesus, "And who is my neighbor?" In reply, Jesus said, "A man was going down from Jerusalem to Jericho when he was attacked by robbers. They stripped him of his clothes, beat him, and went away, and leaving him half dead. A priest happened to be going down the same road, and when he saw the man, he passed by on the other side." And today we'll pick up in verse 32, and then we'll stop after that verse. So the priest has just walked by, and in verse 32, "So too a Levite, when he came to the place and saw him, passed by on the other side." We see much of the same happen here when the Levite came by. He was also a distinguished religious person, much like the priest. Also someone who we would assume would be interested in helping someone who's desperately in pain and in need. But yet again, the Levite was more interested in ceremonial purity and prioritized that over helping this poor dying man. The Levite's role and responsibility in the Old Testament was to care for the tabernacle where the presence of God dwelled. They had taken a special vow of service to God. This Levite knew the law better than anyone else. He understood he had a moral obligation to assist this man in need, but he chose his own self-interest over the sacrificial mercy of helping another. It seems as if the priest and the Levite probably had all of these excuses going through their minds. This road is too dangerous for me to stop and help this man, or I've got to get home and see my family, or I can pray for him. These excuses can feel a little too familiar for us. But church, let's be the people who don't pass by these opportunities. Let's be the hands and feet of Jesus and serve his people. Let's slow down, have compassion on others, and let's not leave it to someone else. Join me tomorrow as we take a look at the Samaritan, the one who didn't neglect and pass by. I'll see you then.